Okay, so it's the launch of World Tourism Day here in Carnarvon. Of course, Carnarvon hosts the SKA, which is about 60 kilometers from the site. Of course, that's the world's largest radio telescope being built here. And of course, this year's theme for World Tourism Day is, of course, South Africa's launch of the Astro-Tourism project. Of course, taking this unspoiled area, the little light pollution, and trying to get tourists to come here and to enjoy the night skies, from here. 6 people from Carnarvon have already been trained and are offering those services. But let's talk to the Minister of Science and Innovation, Prof Nzimande, about you're the co-sponsor of this Astro-Tourism project.
Yes.
In terms of benefits for this community and for South Africa.
Well, first of all, South Africa has got its own very important strong points on science. And as part of also my own mandate that we've set for the department is to promote science tourism generally here in South Africa. We are the cradle of humankind as well. We've got the only space weather center here, by the way, for the whole African continent to assist with the space weather. And then, of course, we've got the square kilometer array and what is happening here. But I'm particularly excited also about this project that we are doing together with Minister Delila as Minister of Tourism to promote Astro-Tourism, which is actually astronomy, which is what this area now has become strong in. In order to attract tourists to South Africa, we're interested in astronomy and other aspects of science to visit the country. That can have lots of spin-offs. First of all, just to increase the numbers of tourism. It's a very important thing for job creation and growing and developing our economy, plus also some investments into science, technology and innovation. Others will come here. They may have some money to be able to actually invest here. So it's very important. But also, as you say, we don't want this thing to be an island in a poor community. That's the reason why we are doing a lot to actually support the local community. We've adopted a school here, we've put a laboratory in it, and other facilities. We've got scholarships. Of course, first choice is those students who are in the science, technology and mathematics disciplines. We give them full bursaries to actually go and study. But we also support others who may not who want to do education and other programs, so that also they don't feel left behind as part of this, so that the community can actually directly benefit. One of the things, of course, we are doing here, for instance, with this golf, what we are also launching is actually the sponsorship that we've received to teach these youngsters to play some golf, and there's been donation of all the playing material, and so on. Keep our young people excited, playing, as what the youth is actually supposed to do. So those are some of the things, so that this place must change. And changing the place means changing the lives of the communities. So that's what we are trying to do in quite a big way.
Also, your department is also going to do some infrastructure development here in terms of building, a science center as well.
Yes, of course. One of the programs of my department is to build science centers, especially in communities, in poor communities in particular. So we are going to be starting with this. Well, it's not the only place where we're going to build a science center. For instance, we've got a science center in Kofinvaba, deep in the rural areas. We are going to build another one here. And we want to actually build other science centers in other parts of the country. Because science centers are good for actually just generating the curiosity of young people. And curiosity, by the way, gives birth to science, technology, and innovation. So that is what we're actually going to be building. Something also that's going to be accessible to communities in general. And those also could be centers for giving young people ideas for innovation that can help us to solve the many challenges that we actually have. So we've just said this area has, as you know, we're going to be building here the single largest science infrastructure in the whole world, the square kilometer array. So it must show with the community here, and so on. And of course, coupled with tourism, which today as World Tourism Day, we are launching this with Minister Tilil, is part of actually building this area. We still plan to do more, as you say, for this area, what we can do, so that kids here who grow up, they will say, we benefited because we were actually the center for astronomy, not only in South Africa, but in the world as a whole.
Talking about that big astronomical installation, Meerkat already operational. We're busy starting with the SKA MID. Is there an update that you can give us, Minister?
Well, very soon we'll actually be starting with construction of now the new dishes of the square kilometer array. We have 64 now of the Meerkat, which has also been doing lots of very useful observations. So we are now going to be starting with the bigger infrastructure, which is going to cost billions of rands, creating jobs here, which is another thing that we have already with the work that we've done, created local jobs. And we are trying as much as possible to actually employ labor from the locality and also hopefully produce skills that will be useful for the astronomy work that is being done here from local communities. That's why we're giving them bursaries and scholarships, so that when they graduate, they are finished in doing areas related to this. They can actually be the ones who maintain this as part of the local community.
Just a final question, Minister. You're talking about buildings. We know it's about 2 billion euros. Do we have the money? Are we sorted in terms of building the SKA?
Yes, we do have. Remember, SKA is a multinational project. There are a number of countries that are part of this, which we are very pleased about, and they are very committed. It's Germany, it's China, and the UK. The headquarters, by the way, of the Square Kilometre Array is in Manchester, in the UK. So yes, we do have the money. I'm very pleased to actually say that we're going to build here, we're going to create jobs, and we're going to have the single largest science infrastructure in the world, here in Norca.
Thank you very much, Minister. Minister Nzimande, of course, talking about World Tourism Day, but also about the Square Kilometre Array being hosted about 60 kilometers from here. Of course, giving us an update saying that they are busy, they have the money, they are starting to build, and he's looking forward to having the SKA fully functional and completed.